Hello everyone, it's Big Bear. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm bringing you a new tutorial on how catalyze a way to use cheat engine. Okay, and the sample game for today is the Cave of, I don't know how to say, QUD, quad code, whatever. All right, so let's just start with table first. So if you just come here for some, like functional script and stuff, then you can just download the table. It's in the video description, and just click on that right here, and then you go to master script, and then you will see the character creation stat control. So there's only one script in here basically. You see three, but they're the same one. You can only activate once at a time. Okay, don't try to do all three and then don't crash again. You can choose one or the other. So you can change the like on a character creation, your status gonna be like 99,999 or 9,999 something. Okay, whatever that you choose. So let me go back to the, let's see, how do I do this? How quick without saving? Yeah. Oop. How do I do this? Ah. All right, let's get to the new game, and then I'm gonna go for roleplay, for example, create a new character, and then just whatever. So now you see that all my stats about like 12, 16, 14, whatever, right? So now I'm gonna add this one to like 99 first, go back and forward again, and now you see that most of my stats go to like more than 100 or something. And if you go all the way here, that you see all the stats right here that get updated, you can do the same thing, disable the first one and get the last one over here. We go back in here, and then as you can see, the stat probably go really high right now. Just click yes on that, go over, and then we have a really big stat over here. All right, so that is the functional table. Now if you're here for that, then that's all. Okay, now if you're here for the tutorial of how I make this script and learning about the new technique, then I'm going to show you today. So let's go back to where it was over here, and let's disable the script so we move it back to where it should be. So let's say delete. Okay, we reset the stat. Right, so when you get to this game, there's gonna be some problem with it. And one of the biggest problem with this game is that when you try to search for any value, you cannot find anything. So for example, I'm looking for the point remaining over here, like 38, right? And 38 in here. Then we do the first scan. Okay, now I'm gonna try to change it. And then now 37, so we add in 37, we have two values here, we add one more time, we change to 36, and as you can see, there's no 36 over here, and you ended up with nothing. Okay, so this game uses a very kind of like different approach. Sometimes like you see that in other game too, but what this one does is like it has a base value, and then it have kind of like an array that gonna subtracting whatever you add in here with that number and output this number right here for us to see. So in order to looking for that thing, and another thing is it doesn't have a, not really have a, it have a total, but it's not really have a total value of how many points you spend. Instead, it had a total point that you spend on one of each single stat. So we have 6 over here. And if you add 1 in here, you add 2 in here, you add 3 in here, that means the total is 6, right? But if you look for 6, you will not find anything. You have to find like every single one of these. Okay, so for a game like this, then one thing we can do is, so right now, like this is the default value. Okay, so what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to new scan. I'm going to change this for by, we skip the for by, and we're going to do for unknown initial value. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And we do the first scan. All right, now you can see that we have like 422 million results. Don't worry about that. So go to the game, pick one of the stats. Okay, don't pick everything, just pick one. Let's add one in here. So that means we just spend 1 point and we search for the point that we spend. You want to go to increase value by 1. Okay, and we do next scan. And now we about 60,000 result in here. That's good. Let's keep going. So we add one more, so that increased by 1, and we do it again. Now we have almost like 400 result. That's really good. Now how about I increase by 2, and then I over here I put like increase value by 2. Okay, we do the next scan in here, and now we go back to like far value over here. We only have far value over here. Okay, that's great. Now remember earlier I was saying that we are looking for something that when we have nothing, right? That means 0, then we add 1, then we add another 2. That means we change totally 4, and the original value is 0. Okay. One thing that you never want to search for 0 at the initial value. It might freeze your computer sometime. That scan take very long time. Okay, so never ever do that if you want to save your time. But based on the result here, we know that the first value is 0, okay, not 50. So just based on that, now we know these 3 are not the one we're looking at, and we look at the 4 over here. All right. So how do I test if this one is the right one? Well, let me change it to 1,000 for example, and when I add another one, it's gonna like make this number go crazy in here. Okay, there we go. So that is what we have in here, and also you see that I have like 1,000 string in here, right? Because we add 1,000 in there. All right, so easy one. So now we know that we find the right address for the part that we spend in string. Okay, if you want to look for agility, toughness, intelligence, ego, whatever, you know, like you can keep going for that. But eventually we don't need all 6 of them. Okay, we just need 1, and that will do everything for us. So let's say now on this one, let me change the screen so you can see. Let me see, how do I put things in here? Display, there we go. So I'm switching to the screen over here so you can see what I'm working on, the cheat engine over here. Okay, so that over here, make things easy to see. Now I'm going to right click on that one and find what access to this address. All right, and click OK. Now this new window showing up. All right, you go back to the games and you try to kind of like increase or decrease thing, and you're going to see some actual instruction over here. Now eventually I do not know which one is which, so I think I talked about this in one of our previous video. Okay, what we're gonna do is like we're gonna pick one of these and we try to test and see how things work. You're gonna do basically the same thing. Okay, if things not working once, then you go looking for something else. All right. So, but before that, this game was created with Unity, and Unity games, once you attach the game to cheat engine, you're gonna see this new tab going over here, Mono. Okay, so you click on that one and you activate Mono feature. Okay, make sure that we have a check mark right there whenever we have, because this is gonna make your life so much easier. All right, now we're gonna go to one of these. Okay, I will pick just random one, and I'm gonna pick the first one. Okay. Over here you see the max stat bit, because like earlier I was working on this one right here and it's not, they register the name in the right way, so that's why you still see it there. But normally you're gonna see the whole bunch of things kind of like this over here. All right. Now I'm gonna right click on this function and on this line of the function, and then we find out what address the instruction accesses. Okay, this thing will show up. All right, now I go back to the games, and let's see here, I go back to the games, and then I try to change one thing over here. Okay, let's see, display capture. Okay, let's show the display again. So when I change my strength value over here, you see it updating thing here, and we see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 numbers shown anything. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so that's the 6th value of the stat that we have over here. Let's say the first one is string. That one I added one in here. Let's see if we change this one. Then we see the agility going up over here, toughness, and then ego here, willpower here, intelligence over here. So we know that this function right here going to controlling the point we spend in each of the stat. Right. So now if you make a table right now, it may make a glitch because if you make a script, for example, like I said earlier, you try to add in like 1,000 in here, right? And then you want to go over. You see that the stat is not updating because when you go back over here, nothing have changed. So you cannot really like just change it only one value over here and make the thing work. Okay, you actually have to register by clicking on, you know, like changing these again. And this thing's not working now. Crap. Because whenever you move back and forth, the thing gonna change. Like as you can see over here, when I go backward, you know, like it updates to a new address. This game have a dynamic way to storing their value, and that make it way harder for you to looking for stuff. So anyway, when I go back over here, this one is a string over here, right? I change it to 1,000, and when I try to add it in here, and you see I cannot go next anymore because the point remaining is now negative. Okay, and the game will not let you go forward. All right, that's just a check. We have a way to work with a check, but in this video I will not go over that. Just that's gonna make this video like extremely way longer, and you know, I know that you guys don't like hearing me talking too much. Okay, all right, so how do we fix this problem? And now I will show you how to do that, and kind of like how nice is the mono function over here. So we're gonna pick one of these. It doesn't matter which one. Okay, we right click on that one and you go on open dissect data, which select addresses. Okay, this thing gonna show up. You just click OK. Then you see like new big window showing up, and you just click OK. Don't worry about anything else. The warning, just yes, and then confirmation, yes. All right, and it's gonna bring this thing up for you. Okay, so if you want, you can add everything in here, and basically we have like 6 column would go with 6 stat. All right, let me change this. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore now. I just want to show you how we can find those stats. Okay, let's put this one away so it's less, and we stop this one right here. Let's move this one away. So again, let's free up some space on the screen. All right, now we go to the structure dissect attribute data element over here, right? And you can see like we can actually have access into like very nice way of the data structure for the games. And you can see over here. So what usually when I create a table, and with this one, I just going through these things and see like, you know, anything that may be a potentially good. Remember that some value in here, when you see them and you try to change them, they do nothing. They might just be there. Okay, but a lot of them going to be very useful. So in here, that you see this line down here, purchased. So that is the spot where we spend. So for example, if I adding this thing in here, and you can see that. So I add a see over here on the small window on the upper left side of the screen right now, that you see that my mouse moving. I'm hovering on a string. Okay, adding another string, and we got it go to 2. I add agility over here. It go to add more, and add one more over here. All right. So this one right here is basically like the games that in the text format. All right, but we already know that changing these is not really helpful, because the game does the check on the base value like the point remaining, right? And whenever the point remaining is like less than 0, we cannot go forward. Okay, and then all these stats are going to be changing. So how do we go around it? Well, I was looking around, and then when I open this one, I see something very interesting called the base AP. Okay, so AP may stand for attribute point, right? And I see that 38 over here. Is that bringing you something in your mind? Let's take a look in the screen over here. Right, when I reset everything, 38. Right, and so we see that number right here in cheat engine. Now I need to show up. Okay, we see this base value here in cheat engine. Okay, right there. And another thing that's make it good is all of these, all of the stat, string, agility, whatever, they have the same address, which means this is the base for everything. Okay, so we just need to change this number to whatever. Okay, as you can see, the whole thing changed. Okay, now we double check if this thing gonna work for us or not. All right, we go back to the game. And you see that I have 38 right here, but I did change in cheat engine that the base should be 9999, right? So let's see, now you see that it updated over here. And then you can adding more in there. But take a look, I cannot go any more than 24th, right? So now we go back to that dissect data thing. Over here, you see that maximum is 24. And that is the number of maximum stat we can add in the character creation. What happens if I change this one to like 999? Okay, let's test it. Let's go back to the game. Now I can add more. See that, but this one is still 24 because I didn't change this one. Okay, but at least right now we have an idea of how the game works. The game gonna check like if like you're gonna add the stat point more than the maximum, or you're gonna add the stat point more than the base value that we have, right? So what we're gonna do, in this case, to achieve like more stat point in whatever way that you want. Let's say display capture back over here, right? We're gonna make a script that as long as the game accessing this function right here, right, it's gonna change the point over here, so that way you don't really have to use your hand to changing the stuff. I mean, if you want to use your hand, then feel free, but clicking 4,000 times for each of these stats gonna take like forever. So okay, and then we're gonna change the maximum number to whatever we want, so that maybe we can put it to like 9 billion something, and you will never need that much, but you can change it that much. Okay, and then you can add more stat point there. We also need to change the base AP, so that way like the game gonna accept it. So we passing all the check of the game. We pass the check for the maximum stat, and we pass the check for the base attribute point. All right. Okay, so now we go to the part where we make a script. I'm gonna click on this one over here. Build the tools, auto assemble over here. This thing gonna show enough, and you're gonna template. We're gonna go to AOB injection. Okay, we make a jump over there, and then the injection point, I will call, what should we call it, huh? So let's call it like stat control. Okay, and therefore it's gonna bring you to this one right here, and you can see some value down here. Okay, so we can just keep it like this. Now this is the original function, and we're not gonna touch it because we don't really need it. Don't really need anything. But we know that where's my, there are too many windows showing up, huh? All right, let's remove everything. Okay, just keep one so that it less of a travel to my eyes. All right, so we only need the base value. We only need the maximum value over here. Okay, and let's make it small over here. So in this one over here, I had EDI were holding the value in here. And to check that, to make sure that that's the right thing, you can just do this thing again. Okay, go to the game, add something over here, and then you show register. Okay, we'll turn this off for now. So you can see this number over here, up here. Okay, right, where silly way. When you close this one, that thing will close too. Okay, let's put it again. Just move it to the side. So you're gonna see that ESI over EDI over here is the same number over here. So that what is it? ABDF A5B0, ABDF A5B0. See that EDI is holding the base address for this pointer over here. Okay, so we're gonna need to free up some of the memory. So I'm gonna do like, I'm gonna tag EBX over here. You can use EAX or whatever, just do not use EDI. Now, you just don't want to use anything that kind of like holding your base pointer over here, okay? You push that one. Now you're gonna copy the address from EDI to EBX, okay? And specifically, I'm gonna need to create another pointer because as you see if here for the window, okay, we're gonna go to the base pointer, we go to the window and we go to base AP over here, right? So it's a 2-level pointer. Then you're gonna do like the base address plus 14. That's gonna give us to this point over here. All right. Next, you're gonna change the value at base AP over here, which is our like window plus 38. Okay, so now I'm gonna get EBX plus 38. Right, that is where our base AP gonna stay. And then we put in the number. So I want to pick a quite big number over here, like 900,000 something over here. Okay. And then next, I will need to change this value too. I will need to change the maximum value too. So we're done with this one. So now we just move EDI, because that if we close this one right here, that you see that it's just the base pointer plus 2C, right? 2C, and we move that to number 999. So our max stat point right now gonna be 999. You can put it to like bigger number. Just like if you put it too big, it crash your game, then you know you do the whole thing again, get to this point, and then reduce the number to something like more reasonable. Okay, so now we have freeing up the stat point and the base attribute point. Let's see how this thing work. Okay, and again, well, when you first create the script, after you're done, you go to File and Assign to the current cheat table. Once the script already in your table, you just open it and click OK after you're done editing it. Okay, now I'm gonna try to call this one /control. All right, I activate it. Now it's activated. Okay, and then we can close this window over here. Okay, let's go back to the games and see how things work. All right, I'm gonna go back and forth, and now you see that I have a really big number down here. Let's delete it and move it back. Okay, so now see that I can change this one to whatever I want. Now let's say I'm a very lazy person and I don't want to click on this thing over here, and that's why you see on my table that I have like 99, 99, whatever here. Now you can do that yourself too with this script over here. Okay, so now we're going to change this thing a little bit. Remember that when we look at this dissect data over here, the purchase over here is like something like that gonna be adding into your stat point in the games over here. So I'm gonna change that one too. Okay, so I'm gonna put in here move EDI plus 34, right? Because that is the value over here, 34. And I'm gonna move, let's move that to like 800 the base stat is 12. Okay, so we will add something like 88. Let's make it a better number, better looking number, right? 988. Yeah, something like that. Click OK, disable the script, reactivate it again, and then click on anything. So now you see that it's adding up over here. And when I reset it, thing go to here because that how the script work. And we're gonna go, yes, go, and now you see 1,000 in here. All right, and that is how you do how I make the script table, and now you can do it yourself. This also like another technique. So when something do not work, then you come up with another thing. There's not really like a basic way, to go through this, and that's why you don't see a lot of people really like saying they're teaching anything. It's just more like tutorial or guiding, because there's a lot of different way. It just depends on your imagination and how you're forming theory and testing your theory. Okay, that's a bit. And if you like this video, give me a like and subscribe to my channel. And if any question, feel free to leave it in the comment. I will try my best to answer. Otherwise, have fun.